Hey gang, so today is a new sponsor. It's Fidget Manufacture, and they have sent along the Morpheus slider. This is a 3D printed slider, but I don't even know if that's a category anymore, because this thing is kind of broken through the constraints of categories in terms of 3D printed slider versus metal sliders versus whatever else is out there. The innovation on this is pretty incredible, and I think it's paving the way for all 3D printed sliders to kind of break out of the box in terms of how people see them, and they are now stepping up into the world of fidgets to take their place amongst all other fidgets. I don't think this is really a category anymore. I think this is just a fidget. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get this under the camera. Let's take it apart. Let's show you what makes it tick, why I'm freaking out over this thing, what makes it so awesome, and how does it morph? Let's go. Okay, here we go with the Morpheus. Man, there is a lot to talk about this slider. And again, I kind of talked about game changer and sort of changing the 3D space. And I mean, sometimes I'm a little overexcited about some things, but I have to say this really does impact the 3D fidget space because of its modularity. This thing is, for one, it's a great slider. It's a great 3D slider, right up there with the top ones in the game. I mean, there's a small number of amazing 3D slider designers. It's a little hard to say, but and this is now absolutely one of them. This stands right up there. Fidget Manufacture clearly has come to play, as it were. It's very dramatic, isn't it? But the slide plates are very interesting. They're kind of flat, but they've got a texture to them, and also the texture isn't just on the plate, but around the edge of the slider as well, which is really nice. There's no sharp edges on here at all. Everything is sort of, I wouldn't say sanded down, because that's obviously not what it is, but you don't have that kind of trademark sharpness that you see on a lot of fidget sliders around the edges. So a nice, soft, round contouring, which again is great. And then you have this faceplate. Now, let's start with what makes this unique. I'm going to take these apart, just put them right here, and I'm going to bring out the bag of goodies. And let's just put everything out here. Okay. We have inserts. I'll show you those in a little bit. So these are magnet inserts. And then we have different faceplates. And actually comes with two, I don't know if you can see them, these guys are really tiny. Two little tiny screws. These are replacement screws. Let's put these somewhere safe. We don't need them for now, so we will put them over there. It also comes with a screwdriver because of the screws. So the only drawback to this design, and I don't really know how it could be helped anyways, is that you need another object to pop these plates off. And you can see right here, there's this little space. And I've tried with a fingernail. It's tough, and all I end up doing is sliding my finger down it, and I'm afraid of scratching it. So I haven't been doing that. I reach for my little Kiwi knife, and you just need something really, really tiny and thin to get in here and just pop it open like that. And then it pops open right away. So what's in here? Well, each faceplate has a magnet. And so it's literally just, you can mix and match, you can do anything, but it's so easy to just pop in a new faceplate and then get an absolutely different feel. So maybe you don't like this super grippy, wavy kind of texture, and you go more for this kind of tortoise shell texture, or you just like this very, what would I even call this? Like little kind of pyramids, I guess. Almost like, like armor or something. But all that to say, you have options with the textures on here, and it's so easy to just, again, let me rephrase. It's so easy when you have an extra tool around you that you can just kind of pop in and take that right out. So then we have the exposed screws. Now, again, this is just a really, really smart design. The screws are not exposed in any way until you take the plates off. The inserts themselves, let me take my plates off here. I'm going to move that to the side. I don't like a messy workspace. Things go wrong when you have a messy workspace. So I love a rattle. And if you hear these, here, I'm going to put this up to the microphone for a second. Very rattly. And by the way, I'm using this now without the faceplates on at all. So that's kind of a fourth way to use these. You get this super ridge around the outer edges, if that's something you like. So I'm just going to show you how these extra inserts work, because I like mine loud and rattly. So I don't want to really change it up, but I'm going to take one of these apart just to show you how this is put together. And this is really quite smart. So like I said, it comes with the little mini Torx screwdriver. Now consider what you're getting. Screwdriver, inserts, faceplates. I mean, all the faceplates. Like, you're getting a ton of stuff here. This is, oh, there we go. And we lift off. And as you can see, I have the very loud inserts in there right now. And I'll just pull one out. Oh, come on. Of course, it came out perfect the first time. There we go. So the way these inserts work is they're based on height, right? So the magnets sit inside, and you can see there's kind of like a hybrid magnet setup. So smaller magnets in the middle, smaller diameter magnets in the middle, larger diameter on the ends. And these inserts are what prevent or allow the magnets to pop up. So if I go to, so this is, red is like the loudest because it is the thinnest. And then yellow is, I guess, a step up in sound because it takes away a bit of that gap. And then black is meant to be silent. Now, is it silent? I don't think it's 100% silent, but definitely quiet, we'll call it. So you can see here, black is way thicker than red. And so that means the magnets don't get to jump up when you're moving it around, when it comes in contact with the other plate. So that's the only thing that sort of changes the sound from rattle to non-rattle, and steps in between are these little gap fillers. So in this case, like I said, I like mine to be loud, so I go with the red. So I'm going to put my yellow back here. And then you just make sure that it's the flat side, right? Because we have this flat side, and then you've got the side with the bump. So the flat side is obviously facing up, away from the magnets. But then that's it. You just pop it in. And also, these are brass fittings, which, I mean, like, this is what I mean by game changer, is combining the metals with the plastics in such an efficient way. It may not be the first company to do it or the only company to do it, but this is the first time I've seen it done really, really well. And so when you start to combine elements like this, metal and plastic together, and it's done really well, it really does change the game, and it changes the concept of what a 3D fidget is. Up until now, I've always considered a 3D fidget to be a separate item. It's You know, it's a 3D fidget. It means, to me, it's a little lighter. It's a little cheaper because it's plastic. It's not metal. It's easier to purchase, again, because it's more cost effective, and it's typically made by people at home that have their own sort of 3D printer. But when stuff like this comes out, and there are obviously other sort of creators of 3D fidgets that either they're known for their looks, or they're known for the design and the grip and the style, all kinds of things. So they all have their place in changing the 3D space. This really, really ups the game, because I don't even consider this a 3D fidget anymore. It is plastic, or whatever the material that it is made from, but it is sort of a 3D printed slider. But allowing this to happen really changes how I look at this as a slider, because it's not just a pick it up and go anymore. This is for the people who like to have options. Some people just want to be able to pick something up and go and not worry about changing it at all, and that is completely valid. I am like that in a lot of things I do. I don't really want to have to customize stuff. However, the customization on this is so simple that it's not an effort at all. Now, I should also... Oops, that was the sound of my screwdriver very loudly being put on the table. It also comes with this whole thing. So this is literally like, you get everything when you buy this, which is crazy. I mean, this is like, wow. So that's where I'm saying that the game has changed. These designers that are innovating in this space are just, I don't know, like, I think that's part of the strength of being able to produce these things at home and not have to worry about huge, CNC machines or whatever is used to make like metal sliders and stuff, is that these guys can sit and just like tweak until they're happy with it. And like, wow, fidget manufacturer should really be happy with this. It's a tiny bit thick, but I guess it has to be because of all the modularity, because of everything that you can do to change it. But seriously, like, wow, this is an amazing slider. Do not hesitate to buy this if you are either just considering getting into the slider game in general, or you want to sort of try a variety of 3D sliders. Obviously, if you watch this channel, you know that I've reviewed some 3D sliders up to this point, and they're all great. I don't like reviewing things that are bad. I don't even like to hold it, and I figure if it's bad, I just don't want to put it on camera. This is absolutely not one of those things. This is incredible. Don't hesitate. Buy one if you have the chance. Get it for yourself for Christmas. If you're getting a bunch, if you're getting a few different 3D sliders, just make sure you add this to your list. Okay, gang, that's it. Thanks for watching.